che non basta cancellare coi ricordi il desiderio che resta chiuso nelle mani che ti porti al viso ripensando a me e ti accompagnerà passando le città da me che sono ancora qui e sogno cose che non so di te. Dove sarà? Che strada farà il tuo ritorno? Ti aspetterò e ruberò i baci al tempo. Sogno un rumore, il vento che mi sveglia e sei già qua. Sentire em nós uma razão para não ficarmos sós e nesse abraço forte sentir o mar na nossa voz, chorar como quem sonha sempre navegar nas velas rubras deste amor. A barca louca perde o norte.
Good morning. My name is Michael Geisler. As your president, it is my pleasure to welcome our honored guests, trustees, faculty, staff, family, friends, our commencement speaker and honorary degree recipient, and especially the Manhattanville class of 2017. I welcome you to this joyous occasion, our 176th commencement. Please remain standing or rise, as the case may be, for the invocation which will be offered by Father Will Tyrell.
Shalom, assalamu alaikum, shanti. Peace be with you all. It's a beautiful morning, a day of rejoicing. And today's invocation is offered according and acknowledging the many diverse paths on which our students, their families and friends, our faculty, staff, administration, and guests find meaning in their life. We honor and welcome all. The following biblical text is from the apocryphal book of Tobit, chapter 4, verses 15 through 18. Do good works all the days of your life. Never follow ways that are not upright. For if you act in truthfulness, you will succeed in all things, and your actions will ring true, as everyone is who practices what is right. Do to no one what you would not have done and want done to you. Do not drink wine to the point of drunkenness. Oops. Do not let excess be your traveling companion. Give your bread to those who are hungry, the clothes for those who are naked, and whatever you own in plenty. Devote a portion to almsgiving, and when you give alms, do it ungrudgingly. Ask advice to and seek guidance from every wise person. Follow your conscience. Tobit offers these words to his son Tobias before Tobias departs on a long journey to begin to discover his adult life. Simple words of counsel to prepare ourselves for a journey, for yourself as a journey. Words I share with the valiant class of 2017 as they too embark upon their journey today. Hopefully, Manhattanville has provided the atmosphere for you to constructively prepare yourselves for your future. Nigerian author and Nobel Prize winner in literature, Wole Soyinka, sums up for many here gathered what a Manhattanville education imparts to our students. He says, human life has meaning only to that degree and as long as it is lived in the service of humanity. Define for yourself how you might serve humanity through your professions. Be a valiant. So we pray. To the mystery invoked under many names, we are appreciative for all that the valiant class of 2017 has experienced here while attending Manhattanville College, and for all that they now offer the world through their knowledge, experience, and newly acquired skills. In gratitude for families and friends, mentors and guides, and our college senior leadership team and administration, for our retiring faculty and their dedication to the college and its students over many decades. They are beacons of light and knowledge in human darkness. Grace them with health. For Keith Leventhal, Director of Athletics, who transformed our valiant athletics, athletes and coaches to high valiant standards of sportspersonship and academics. He will truly be missed. Many blessings on his new endeavor. And for our graduates and the challenges encountered, failures and successes experienced, and the lessons learned along the way, protect them and let them flourish. We too recognize the families who have supported their daughters and sons in ways that transcend checks to the bursar, endless calls to student accounts, and multiple deposits to their student accounts direct deposit. We acknowledge the accomplishments that are the result of our college community, who goes beyond expectations and demands, and it demands the best of their students in their care, who did not know how successful they could be and what they actually might accomplish. May our graduating Valiant class of 2017 be blessed with the conviction to live life with integrity and to act with compassion for the suffering in our world. But don't listen to me. Take the advice of Marguerite Annie Johnson, also known as Maya Angelou, an American poet, memoirist, and civil rights activist who wrote, "My mission in life is not merely to survive, but to thrive, and to do so with some passion, some compassion, some humor, and some style." Go forth in style today and thrive on your journey, Valiant class of 2017. May tomorrow be better because of who you are and what we celebrate here today. Follow the sage advice of Confucius. Choose a job and love it. You will never have to work a day in your life. However, do yourselves and your parents a favor, find a job quickly. May you make your parents proud and make Manhattanville proud. For the valiant of heart, nothing is impossible. Godspeed, Valiant class of 2017. And now we have a moment of silence. Please join me in memory of two deceased Valiant classmates. For the gifts of Robbie Shartner and Antonio Morales Lujan, Valiants, whose lives were taken much too early from us this year. May they be at peace, and our thoughts and prayers will be with their families. We bow our heads. Thank you.
Please remain standing for the national anthem, which will be sung by Manhattanville's Quintessentials.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose proud stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free, and the home of the brave, home of the brave.
Founded in 1841 as a Catholic Women's Academy by the Society of the Religious of the Sacred Heart, Manhattanville College was actually located in Manhattan for the first 111 years of its history and moved to its current location here in Purchase, New York in 1952. Please be seated. Graduates, this is your hard-earned day of celebration, and we will celebrate. But before we get there, I want all of you to join me in a big thank you to your families and friends who enabled you to be here and make it to this day. Let's give them a well-deserved standing ovation. I would also ask you to help me thank the faculty, the staff, and the administration of Manhattanville College for their untiring support in helping you achieve your goals, whether they be in admissions or art history, dining or dance, finance or financial aid, chemistry or custodial, history or human resources, psychology or student affairs, career services or the Duchenne Center, or any of the many other academic and administrative departments that have supported you. We would also like to thank Manhattanville's Board of Trustees and our loyal Alumni Association for supporting all of our programs. And now, it is our turn, Manhattanville's turn, to thank all of you, students and parents, not only for having made Manhattanville the college of your choice, but for everything you have done individually and collectively, and what you've brought to this institution. Your grit and determination to make it through even when the odds were long, whether it be for health reasons or financial constraints. Your concern and care for each other, and your passionate engagement in individual and creative writing or research projects, the stories of which I have been proud to share with the Board of Trustees, and many of which we have shared with the world on our website. As I have all year long, I ask you to keep these stories coming when you graduate, because out of these hundreds and eventually thousands of stories, we will weave a tapestry that will demonstrate to the world the motto adopted from the French merchant Jacques Coeur that gave our athletics teams their name. À cœur vaillant, rien d'impossible. To a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. And you, each and every one of you sitting here today, have certainly shown that to a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. You have overcome tremendous financial and physical odds to be sitting here today, and I salute you for that. After the November elections, this nation seemed to be coming apart at the seams, split down the middle into two rival factions, neither one of which was willing to listen to the other. This was confusing and frightening, even to many of us who had been around for decades and who believed they had seen just about everything there was to see. I cannot imagine how frightful and anxiety-provoking it must have been for somebody who is just about to leave college and enter the workforce. Yet, despite tensions that also showed themselves on this campus, you have rallied as a community through town hall meetings and let's talk about it sessions. And you have supported each other across the divides of political convictions and personal values. And I salute you for that. Collectively, you have contributed over 16,000 hours to local communities in need. In true valiant tradition, the 426 Duchesne scholars have completed over 27,000 hours of service this academic year. 600 of you have provided basic goods and fellowship to our homeless sisters and brothers in New York City through our popular Midnight Run New York City program, dedicating 2,535 hours to the homeless. With All Souls Soup Kitchen in New York City, students completed over 800 hours, providing healthy meals to the low-income and homeless of New York City. I salute you for these activities and the countless additional hours students spend volunteering their time for those in need of help and support. You have recognized that our community is more diverse in terms of numbers than it is in terms of actual integration. And you have risen to the challenge by proposing that we establish a center to integrate the college's efforts to create a more inclusive community. And I salute you for that. What is more, we have heard you. The Center for Inclusion has become part of our strategic plan, and it will open its doors this fall or even this summer, as soon as we have concluded our search for a director. To a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. Before we had Harry Potter, there were fairy tales, some of them folk tales, while others were artful narratives in a literary tradition like Charles Perrault's Puss in Boots. I will dwell on Perrault's tale for a moment because it condenses an interesting narrative that can also be found in countless genuine folk tales passed on orally from generation to generation by parents and grandparents. Here's the tale. A miller had 3 sons, so when he died, as was the custom at the time, the eldest inherited the mill, the second son inherited a mule, and for the youngest son, the only inheritance left was a cat. Now, a mill produces enough income to live on. A mule can at least be used to transport some goods, making a little money. But a cat just wants meow mix, and lots of it. It will ask for it by name. Trust me, I know what I'm talking about. I have been the proud owner of 2 cats. They did not even bother to catch mice anymore. I still remember how our youngest cat, Habermas, watched with great interest as a mouse was running around the living room right in front of his nose. To be sure, the mouse greatly entertained him, but it never occurred to Habermas that he might want to catch it, let alone eat it. Why hunt for fresh food when a human can buy it canned in the supermarket? So what do you do with a cat? The youngest son briefly thought about killing it and selling its fur to get at least a little cash that way. But fortunately for all concerned, this particular cat could speak. And not only could he speak, he clearly had the gift of gab. So with a little help from his magical cat, the youngest son left home, wandered out into the world, defeated an evil sorcerer, persuaded a princess to fall in love with him, and eventually acquired a kingdom. So the question is, which of the 3 sons received the richest inheritance? Not the oldest, and certainly not the second son. As in real life, middle children often get the short end of the stick in fairy tales, but that's another story. And what's up with the speaking cat anyway? Well, the speaking cat is of course nothing but a metaphor for skills. Language, the ability to articulate oneself, a certain amount of cunning, facility with adjusting quickly and flexibly to new situations, courage and perseverance, and the strength never to give up, even against long odds. But the detail that is often overlooked is that the youngest son had to leave his home to go out into the world. People who stay at home all of their lives, whether in the literal, geographic sense or in the metaphoric sense, are not likely to acquire any kingdoms. That takes the willingness and courage to leave your comfort zone, to take the roads less traveled, and to think out of the cat box. The story of the third son, the youngest son, can be found in different variations all over Europe's fairy tales, and I've encountered it as well in several fairy tales from other parts of the globe. And it has lost none of its relevance except for the fact that, as the father of a very entrepreneurial daughter, I would expand the cast of characters to include daughters as well. My point here is not the Hollywood ending of Puss in Boots. In fact, Hollywood endings are nothing but Baudelarized versions of traditional fairy tales, without the reminder contained in those fairy tales that it takes initiative and guts, skill and wits, cunning and courage to succeed. The youngest son is successful because he has to be. Necessity, as they say, is the mother of invention. So if your parents are willing you a mill or some other kind of family business, congratulations and good luck to you. But my money is on those among you, sons or daughters, who have no choice but to go out and live by your wits, your skills, your entrepreneurial inventiveness. Like Perrault's Puss in Boots, you will talk or claw your way to the top. To all of you cats, I send a heartfelt and encouraging meow. And always remember, to a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. It is now my pleasure to introduce Charles Rush, Student Body President, to share a few words.
Thank you, President Geisler. Good morning, Valiants. The moment that we've been looking forward to for the past 4 years has finally come. Our graduation is a chance to celebrate the time that we have spent at Manhattanville College while we shift our focus towards the future. Manhattanville took the freshman version of ourselves and pushed us to reach our full potential. In the end, we've all become a more focused and ambitious individual. The daily grind of being a student, along with all of our other responsibilities, has prepared us for anything that life can throw at us. I mean, honestly, if you can type a 10-page paper in one night on top of having 2 exams the next day, there's not much that's going to challenge us anymore. All jokes aside, this small liberal arts college has given us the ability to continue towards our life goals. In fact, Manhattanville provided us the opportunity to focus in on our aspirations, whether that be talking to the Senate for career development, or about our career paths, or discussing different topics with our professors in our area of study. We have been provided the resources to move on past Manhattanville and become successful. As we look towards to the future, we should not set limits on the things that we want to accomplish. In other words, how can the sky be the limit when there are footprints on the moon? The only thing that limits us is ourselves. Keep that in mind when we leave here today. Although our graduation is a moment to reflect on our time here at Manhattanville, I also want to take a moment to talk about right now. Every one of us has had personal battles which have molded us into the people we are here today. The good and the bad have all impacted us and influenced our growth as humans. As J. Cole says in his song, "Love Yours," there's beauty in the struggle. The thing that we learn, the things that we go through makes us unique because we have all learned valuable lessons during the hard times, and how we react and grow from those struggles has made us who we are here today. How we learn to grow through those times has allowed us to become more resilient. We learn that the beauty in our obstacles is that they prepare us for success. It keeps us humble and hungry to make the most out of every day as we strive to become the best versions of ourselves. Love where you came from and love who you are right now, because it's all representative of the things that you have been through. In the end, we all can contribute to make this world even better because of our unique aspirations, struggles, and goals. This is what makes us valiant and the class of 2017. Thank you.
Thank you, Charles. It's been a pleasure working with you this past year. It is now my pleasure to introduce Chanda Pensar, President of the senior class, to share a few remarks.
Bear with me 1 second. Thank you, President Geisler. Board of Trustees, faculty, staff, administration, family, friends, alumni, undergraduates, fellow graduates, hey, graduates, and anyone else who happens to be here. My name is Chanda Jennifer Penn, and I am humbled to be speaking to you today. I'm gonna be frank with you all. I didn't think I was gonna get here today, at least not on time. But thankfully, with college, there's never really a set time frame. And like everyone keeps saying, to the valiant at heart, nothing is impossible. Whether you completed your studies a semester earlier or used the traditional 4 years, or perhaps took a tiny bit longer, I know all of us graduates had the thought at one time that we wouldn't make it. We've gone through countless papers, finals, and presentations. Our academics at Manhattanville has pushed us to the limits. And like Charlie mentioned, life has done the same. But we're here, and we did it. Graduating today is not only just for yourself, but also for the people who helped you get here. Make sure to say a thank you to all of them. From understanding professors, to the real friends you've made here, to the friendly faces that made you smile. Mine are accredited to the bookstore here, the MFA department, alumni relations, Kay in the front desk at the castle, Andy Fulton, Dean Charlize Smith, Lauren McDermott, Nikhil Kumar, and everyone else behind me. My diploma goes out to my whole family additionally, because they have made so many sacrifices for me. I am proud to state, just like many of us, that I am a first-generation graduate today, the first woman in my family to graduate. A college degree may seem like a minimum requirement in today's job field, as we all know from our countless application process, but it is a milestone worth celebrating. This diploma is the key that we need to open doors to change our world through our career and the opportunities we will receive. President Geisler told us at our champagne toast to go where the opportunities are, regardless of our location. I too echo the statement. But I would also like to add some additional advice from a great motivational speaker I know. One available at 4 a.m. if you're crying in the library, as I often am. This one goes out to my dad. My dad says to create your own opportunities. Do not wait for them to come your way. On the transition from high school to college, his advice was to rise to the top, but with morals guiding your way. Use the people around you as leverage as you lift yourself up as well as lift them up too. Being a leader means encouraging others, standing up even if you're standing alone, and following your heart. I'm looking at my beautiful mom right now as I say this. Exuberate kindness always. She embodies this. We need to be compassionate people in this world to allow love to flourish in our hearts. We must do this, again, not just for ourselves, but for our loved ones, including those who are unable to be here today. I would like to acknowledge, just as Father Will did, both Robbie Shartner and Antonio Morales Lujan, who truly embody once a valiant, always a valiant. I am sure they, alongside my little sister Carlina, have the best seats at our commencement ceremony wherever they're looking down from. Now I know we've all heard the saying that college is the best years of our lives. These are our glory days, but there are certain things that I did in college that I don't want to do after, and the number one is Tequila Tuesday. Just no. I'm $2 tequila shots and never did anyone good. Although college has encompassed some of our best memories, including some of my best friends, I'm going to shout out Rosie, Noelle, yes, you too. Although, just remember that college is not the best years of our lives. If you're doing life right, it just gets better and better every single year. Thank you all. As Craig Donnelly said, we conquered the Ville.
Thank you, Chanda, but I'm going to have to ask you to come back to the podium and help me announce the class gift. As senior class president, Chanda led the effort on behalf of the senior class to make a class gift to the college in the name and memory of the class of 2017. Chanda, would you please share with your fellow graduates and special guests what the class has chosen to do?
After the leadership of two fellow graduate seniors, Lanisha Porter, and additionally, Rhea Wilson, our senior class gift goes to the Center for Inclusion. Thank you.
Thank you, Chanda, and thanks to the class of 2017 for your thoughtful gift. It is now my honor and pleasure to present today's keynote speaker and honorary degree recipient, Dr. Alan van der Hilst. Alan, will you please step forward? I will hood Alan after Provost Lisa Darling reads the citation.
Dr. Alan van der Hilst graduated summa cum laude from Manhattanville College in 2002, majoring in finance with a double minor in computer science and communications. He is an accomplished federal economic policy analyst, currently serving as one of the primary research evaluators at the Pew Charitable Trusts, a global nonpartisan research and public policy non-governmental organization. Dr. van der Hilst, excellent analytical and quantitative research skills, along with his work in economic modeling and regression analysis, have afforded him a multitude of opportunities to educate and explain intricate concepts and ideas to non-technical and non-academic audiences, making him widely sought after as an effective public speaker and oral communicator who successfully interacts at all levels within an organization. Previously, Dr. van der Hilst served on the advisory board to the Office of the Budget Director for the District of Columbia and in the Congressional Budget Office, where he was a principal analyst focusing on water and transportation infrastructure funding. He also served as an adjunct faculty member at Seattle University and was a graduate instructor at the University of Washington in Seattle. In addition to his degree from Manhattanville College, Dr. van der Hilst holds both master's and doctoral degrees in economics from the University of Washington, where he specialized in public finance and econometrics. A native of Curaçao, Dr. Vanderhilst is fluent in Spanish, Dutch, and Papiamantu.
Acting by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and by that Manhattanville College Board of Trustees, and in recognition of Alan Vanderhilst's contributions to economic policy analysis, Manhattanville College is proud to bestow on him the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters, honoris causa, together with all its rights, privileges, honors, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Congratulations.
Excuse me. Welcome parents, faculty, administration, and most importantly, class of 2017. You can give yourselves a round of applause. You're doing great. You're graduating. 19 years ago, I left my tiny island of Curacao, really not knowing very much about the United States, much less living in New York. I was armed only with what I'd seen on Friends, Seinfeld, and what the helpful advertisers at the NBC network told me was must-see TV. I don't remember much about my flight. I just had a general sense of nervousness and excitement, but I vividly remember the Crowne Plaza Hotel in White Plains, New York. I was being chaperoned along with 2 other kids from Curacao, and our little group was sharing 2 hotel rooms that night. Now, coming from a small island and checking into a hotel without my parents was a new thing to me. I remember walking up to the check-in desk where the clerk took my information and asked, "I assume you would like 2 beds." "Do 2 beds cost more than 1? I asked, not knowing anything about hotel rooms or checking in. And after all, I didn't have any real money on me yet. I didn't have a US bank account. I had no idea what I was doing. So this guy looks at me a little bit awkwardly and says, "No, they cost the same. But the water on the table costs $2 and will be added to your room bill. Anything you take out of the minibar will also be charged to your room. Our cable TV service offers some of the newly released movies at an additional charge. Room service will be available for another 2 hours, and it will also be charged to your room in addition to an 18% gratuity." He then took one more breath and asked me, "Would you like 1 key or 2? I looked at him quizzically, as you may imagine, and asked, "Does the second key cost extra?" I took the elevator up alongside the guy I was sharing the room with, and we put down our bags, we got changed, and we were ready to sleep in this hotel room on our very first night in the United States. He asked me, "Do the people who clean up the room after we leave cost extra?" "I'm not sure," I replied nervously. So we spent that night and both slept on top of our sheets. I tell you that somewhat embarrassing story because it places in context the role Manhattanville has played in my life. After 4 years here, I grew so much, I developed my academic passions, I found a deep love of traveling, and I made so many friends. In the 15 years since graduation, I can look back and recognize that I've simply continued on the path that I started here. Basically, those 4 fateful years were the springboard for the rest of my life, and I'm certain your time here will serve that very same purpose. Graduating is a huge deal. You and your family should be immensely proud of your achievement because it will have a great positive impact for the rest of your life. But before I let you guys get out there and take the world by storm, I'll offer you 3 guiding principles that help me make the most of my last 15 years that will hopefully help you in your next 15 years and the rest of your lives as well. First, keep learning new lessons. I know, that's super cliche. That's literally commencement speaker 101. I'll try to avoid, this is not the end, but this is your new beginning, and you are the future, although both of those are also true. I want to impress upon you the importance of learning new lessons, however, because once you leave here, it becomes really easy to forget that. Most of you have been in school for as long as you remember, so you could naturally think of graduating as an endpoint of enforced learning, and you would be right. Going forward for the rest of your life, there is little expectation or pressure for you to learn anything, unless you're going to graduate school. And even there, you're largely left to your own devices. So if you believe you're finished and you want to be finished, you can be finished. I myself fell into this trap after graduate school. I'd been in school for well over 22 years at that point, which, is as long as you guys have been alive. And I was able to convince the super smart people at the Congressional Budget Office that I was ready to take on this policy analyst job. I thought I was going to do great. I thought I knew everything I needed to know. And as all these commencement stories go, I was obviously very, very wrong. My very first solo assignment was to write an instructional document on all the ways that governments pay for roads. So I did the preliminary legwork, the research, and I began drafting this report. I literally understood every part of how this admittedly fabulous and wonderfully entertaining subject material. I understood when people pay gas taxes. I knew the legislative histories of the taxes, the process of appropriations and authorizations, contract authority, every major proposal since President Eisenhower created the interstate highway system in 1956. But time after time, for months on end, I'd send my report up to management and it would come back. And I'd send it up and it would come back. And I'd get big notes saying, rewrite, resubmit, rewrite, resubmit. And for over a year this continued, yet I knew this material inside and out. Why didn't they get it? I sure did. It took me that long and a number of conversations with some mentors to realize that I was the one who'd stopped learning new lessons. I didn't recognize a non-classroom assignment. As a result, I'd been failing fundamentals of writing for the US Congress. It's very embarrassing. But once that clicked, the lessons to be learned were staring me in the face. I needed to curb my academic writing skill honed in those 22 years of school, right? These were different people. This is a different audience. You have to write differently for them, right? I needed training to improve legal and technical writing. But once I recognized those problems, I could move past that, right? I could recognize this was a life non-classroom assignment. And once I got that, once that clicked for me, 9 months later, my paper was done, was submitted and published. In short, recognize the new assignments in your life. Whether it's from a book, a mentor, or a personal lived experience, you succeed only when you're open to those assignments and willing to learn necessary new lessons. Second, keep exploring new places and meeting new people. You've already made many of those first steps and found your way to this community, this positive and supporting community. But please don't stop there. Travel as far as you're comfortable going and then go further. Travel as much as your budget will allow and then even borrow a little bit more if you have to. I don't recommend this because I'm an unrepentant pleasure seeker, some kind of hedonist, although maybe a little bit of a hedonist. I'm fully aware of how financial responsibilities will follow you throughout your adult life. I understand you likely have little money now, right? You're just starting your careers. I was exactly where you are 15 years ago. But what few people will tell you as you age, you may get more money, but you have way less of what is ultimately more important, and that's time. And when it comes to investing in yourself, making the most of your time is imperative. Now you may ask, how is spending a bunch of time traveling, having a good time, and an investment in yourself? Well, that's a great question, and I will answer it for you. Every year our world becomes a smaller and more integrated place. Right? The past era of little towns and tribal communities has long been relegated to the past. That world doesn't exist anymore. Right? It's like trying to hold back the ocean if you try to fight this trend. It's just not going to happen. It's vital to your success to recognize the world as it is, and to not only know of different places and people, but also to understand them. Without those perspectives, you can't distinguish your personal values, your community values, and universal values. You can't break through your own biases without traveling. You can't Google your way to social and cultural intelligence. You can't learn that on a TV show. And as someone that's been on a number of hiring teams, I can tell you it's something we always look for. Some HR people will call them soft skills or some other HRE mumbo jumbo. I just think of it as being super, super important to recognizing someone who can think critically and have the right perspectives and understand what is a personally held opinion and what is something that will transfer to others. These skills will allow you to understand a colleague's perspective and explain yourself and convince others. It works because you're able to focus on shared and global values. You'll quickly grow as a leader because you better understand yourselves, your community, and the communities outside of your more local communities. Believe me, aside from being an incredible experience, traveling imparts vital life lessons that you can't learn any other way. So if you want to go somewhere fun, tell your parents, hey, I'm just investing in myself. Third, keep connecting with your friends. In some ways, this recommendation is the hardest because it seems the easiest. Right? Friends from college, right? These are the friends that have been with you through the most formative years. You'll never grow apart unless you do, right? Friendships, even the ones forged through deep common experiences, need care and feeding. That guy I shared the room with at the very first day in the United States, right? To this day, aside from my wife, he's my very best friend. Sustaining our friendship hasn't been easy though. After I graduated from Manhattanville and he graduated, he moved to London and I moved to Seattle. So for 5 years, we lived 8 time zones apart. Right? I've lost touch with people who live right next door growing up. How is it gonna lose a connection where we lived 8 time zones apart? Right? That interconnected, shrinking world I spoke about makes things a little easier. But in my case, what really helped was a fantasy baseball league. One which we started in 10-2-2 along with our suite mates over 18 years ago. If you had any doubts I was a huge geek in college, I assume those are now fully removed. To this day, all 6 of us make time to get together with some other friends, mostly through texts and calls. Every spring, we draft teams of players none of us really know anymore, right? But we really find this to be a ritual that reaffirms our friendships. You should find similar rituals, right, that affirm those connections with your friends, whether it be fantasy baseball or not. Those rituals that you get together, reminisce, and share your new adventures. In the future, it will connect you over and over with your friends and their partners, spouses, and families. It'll remind you of how impactful your time together here was and how impactful it continues to be. Personally, I've found such conversations indispensable. We've helped one another academically and professionally. We've consoled one another when one of our friends died unexpectedly. We took the time to make each other better people. So when you leave here, you get to keep not only the knowledge you've gained, the passions you've discovered, but also the friendships you've cultivated. All of those will last a lifetime if you let them. So, class of 2017, combing back over the last 15 years of my life, those are 3 guiding principles, and I think they will serve you as well as they have served me. I can't guarantee you success, no one can. Sometimes paths will double back before they continue forward. But so long as you're open to life's lessons, ready to explore new places and experiences, and value your closest friendships, you'll someday look back and see a life well lived, and one in which you were successful in all the ways that really matter. Thank you.
Thank you, Alan, for your inspiring message, and once again, congratulations to you. It is my great honor to present the President's Prize to a student who exemplifies the values of Manhattanville College and who will leave a legacy firmly in place for students hereafter. This year's recipient is an exceptional ambassador of Manhattanville, as exemplified by his demonstrated commitment to the college's mission to educate students to be ethically and socially responsible. A student who came to Manhattanville considering dance as a major, but instead decided to study history with a minor in museum studies. Her primary focus as an historian is on African American history, in particular place-based research, preservation, education, and community building. While African American history is her passion, she is a well-rounded historian, having studied ancient and modern global history, US cultural and political history more broadly, as well as the histories of Latin America, Russia, and the African diaspora. In April 2015, during her sophomore year, she was awarded a Barnabas McHenry Fellowship by the Open Space Institute. Winning the award in historic preservation enabled her to produce and present original research that focused on specific and largely unknown aspects of the African American historical presence in her hometown of Newburgh, New York. Once her research was completed, she designed, scripted, and created a 5-site self-guided walking tour with the help of Sound and Story of the Hudson Valley Incorporated, a nonprofit organization whose aim is to preserve local history by recording and sharing. Last summer, she led an inaugural tour group of almost 100 people to the locations of each of the 5 marketed sites, which was featured in the local news. She's also currently completing an internship at the Rye Historical Society, focused on archival research on the histories of enslaved people in the city in contribution to a planned future exhibit on the subject. And that's not all. Through community service programs here at Manhattanville College, she has worked extensively with teenagers and young children, preparing educational activities for those that she mentored, always ready to listen to their questions and concerns about their present situation or concerns about aspirations to attend college. She also moderated a discussion on racism and prejudice, which sought to differentiate between perception and reality, and touched on recent events. That was hosted by the United Baptist Tabernacle Church in Mount Vernon. And as a teaching assistant, she helped to lead discussions with first-year Castle scholars who journeyed to the Nelson Mandela School for Social Justice in Brooklyn, New York, to teach high school students about the power of prejudice. In addition to the Barnabas McHenry Fellowship Award, she is a recipient of the Manhattanville College Chairman Scholarship, Community Service Scholarship, the History Department's Outstanding Sophomore and Junior Achievement Awards, the Black Pioneer of Newburgh Award, City of Newburgh Human Rights Commission for the creation of In Washington's Shadow, an African American history tour of Newburgh, New York, and was featured on the Meet the Historian page of the New York State Museum website. Graduating with a 3.774 cumulative GPA, it is indeed my pleasure and honor to announce this year's President's Prize recipient, Tashe K. Smith. At this time, I invite Lisa Raffanelli, Chair of the Faculty, to present the Grace Kawadin Damon Award.
The Grace Kawadin Damon Award is named for a visionary president of the college, much beloved by the faculty. This scholarship is meant to support a graduating senior with a 3.4 or higher cumulative GPA with financial need who intends to go on to graduate school this fall. The recipient should, in the words of the original Mother Damon Scholarship Committee in 1959, have the scholarship and integrity which would enable them to assume their responsible positions in society. This year's Damon Award goes to Stephanie Cambarari. Stephanie, please come to the podium.
And now I would like to invite Provost Lisa Darling to the podium to present the Eleanor O'Byrne Award and the Provost's Prize.
The O'Byrne Award is given each year to a student in the traditional undergraduate program who has achieved the highest overall GPA at all institutions attended. This year's winner is Michaela Muckle. I would also like at this time to present the Provost Prize. The Provost Prize is awarded each year to a non-traditional student for academic excellence in one of the college's adult accelerated BS programs. This year's awardee is Deborah Sophos, graduating with a BS in Business Management with a GPA of 4.0.
And now, undergraduates of the class of 2017, we have reached the moment for which you've all worked so hard. I call upon Provost Lisa Darling and Associate Provost Van Hartman to present to the Board of Trustees the 2017 Manhattanville College candidates for degrees. Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Arts present themselves this time and come forward as the ushers for your row signal you.
President Geisler, I have the honor to present these candidates for degrees and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have now fulfilled the requirements set by the college for them.
Acting by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the State of New York and by the Manhattanville College Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Arts and admit you with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please move across the platform as your name is read to receive your degree, after which time you may move your tassel from right to left.
Courtney Michelle Ahern. Priscilla Alfaro. Adriana Marie Alves. Annie Aponte. Genesis Paula Aquino. Alexiev Arizanov. Mariah Teresa Aviles. Taikia Kanisa Baker. Francisco Martin Valerizo Acevedo. Emma C. Banevichus. Nicholas Vincent Barbera. Melissa Barsha. Christian Barreto. Kelsey Marie Berry. Lauren Alexis Benedict. Veronica Benegas. Elene Beridze. Yahaira Bermeo. Joseph Edwin Bettini. Joseph Tyler Booker. Joseph F. Beauvais. Anton Burak. Noelia Bruno Alexandre. Erica Violet Bush. Kevin Cabrera. Amberisa Villa Calabria. Stephanie Rose Cambereri. Bryce A. Camerata. Maria Gabriela Karam. Shaniqua Natalie Campbell. Alexandra Madeline Alma Carbon. Mary Jean C. Caro. Damiana, excuse me, Rosa, Carolini. Apologies. Jamira Carreras. Vanessa Marie Carter. Tiana Elizabeth Carty. Lauren Grace Cassidy. Osvaldo Rodrigo Javier Castiglione Vera. Michael Francis Ceccarelli. Allison J. Chase. Julian Lee Chittenden. Amanda Rose Sirocco. Travis A. Clark. Daniel John Comer. Chelsea Nicole Corbett. Karina Jacqueline Coroba. Natalia Coperan Crespo. Selena Kimberly Koss. Jesse Joseph Bullard Cristofaro. Brianna Lee Couples. Sarah Hannah Dowsey. Connor Daly. Shelby Dawn Damianos. Adrina Ann Daw.
Woo! Great dog.
Brittany Diiso. Suzanne Del Jesus. Elise Corinne Desatel. Gianna DeLeo. Ricardo Luis Diaz. Jada Monique Dickens. Dolores Marie Demicky.
Just like the mail.
Philip Michael Dinner. Julianne DeSalvo. Nicole Taylor DiZenzo. Nick Domjoni. Ari Benjamin Dorf. Olivia Chandler Drew. Carrie Ann Durkin. Jessica Estatico. Shazana Farouk. Tyler R. Fialkoff. Mary Margaret Fitzsimmons. Ann Leah Flomenhoft. Julia Blair Fortuna. Gary Francois. Panache Machinda Fundira. Julia Ann Filippa. Alexis Gianni Garcia. Eduardo Andres Garcia Merida. Kimberly Alexis Marie Garrick. Jenna Marie Gizzo. Alejandro Gonzalez Charles. Martin Felipe Gonzalez Rodriguez. Elise Sinclair Green. Angelina Marie Guzzo. Taryn C. Harris. Timothy L. Hawkins. Irving Hernandez. Keith Hickey. Tanner J. Hicks. Francesca May Houle. Lindsay Page Hubschman. Megan Renee Hughes. Anthony Philip Iannuzzi. Melissa A. Iarochi. Niveen Isa. Gabriella Jackman. Jessica Chandra Jingor. Julia Louise Johnston. Jacqueline Elizabeth Jonkas. Alexandra Jordan. Elena Kalmakova. Kyle Kelvis. Ariana Edie Kennedy. Jacqueline Marie Kerner. Adia Kershid. Fallon Aileen Kirby. Aaron Klein. Channing Beldegreen Klein. Sydney H. Klein. Lillian Beatrice Nopol. Ariana Nicole Krush. Fernando Lara. Alicia Leadham. Lauren Lodato. Nicholas Raphael Lombardi. Katia Lopez Nunes. Nicole Marie Loreto. Nia Judith Lorton. Robbie Lynch. Elizabeth Ann Lyons. Charles Paul Mackey. Jacqueline Madonia. Yara Khalid Mergani. Allison Stacy Malaluan. Alicia Marino. Rose Laure Carmel Marseille. Nolan Nicholas Ellis Marshall. Natalie Marte. Alyssa Marie Martin. Daniela Martinez. Linda Maribel Martinez. Laura Martinez Gomez. Cristal Shadette Mateo. Harrison E.F. Meschart. Alan Ricardo Mena. Christian A. Mendez Martinez. David Julian Mendoza Connor. Naomi Miriam Michelson. Gianni Dean Mogravejo. Ashley Ann Molina. Gina Marie Morricone. Colin Hugh Morrissey. Michaela Danielle Muckle. William Thor Moeller. Ashley Erica Muniz. Brianna Lee Murphy. Alexis Marie Napoli. Anna Marie Gracia Nardone. Tian Ann Nguyen. Marina Gabriela Filomena Noel Perez. Onomi Ojeni. Adrian Stefan Ochelski. Caitlin Monica Ors. Claudia M. Ortiz Hernandez. Pietrina Lynn Orza.
Brandon Lamont Parks. Kathleen Elizabeth Parr. Omar Parr. Nicholas Edward Pashoyan. Alexandra Nolan Petadella. Jordan Victoria Padone. Chandra Jennifer Penn. Nicoletta Alea Panaccia. Shanice Marie Peters. Pauline Georgieva Petkova. Laura Ann F. Phillip. Maria Joelle Piccinini. Adam James Platt. Lanisha Dariona Porter. Kelly Portu. Brianna Margaret Pernicki. Jasmine Britton Price. Jasmine I. Cattell. Christian Jesus Ramirez. Nicole Ramos. Ariel Violet Rapley. Matthew Joseph Relevo. Bianca Marie Reyes. Anais Reynoso. Samantha Jean Rice. Jatna Rivas. Kevin Anthony Rivera. Jennifer Gomez Roca. Melissa R. Rogers. Alondra Miosotis Rodriguez. Elian Adonis Rodriguez. Christian O'Neill Roman. Malvin Rosario. Bianca Rosario Ramirez. Daniela Francesca Rourke. Lucas Alexander Ruderman. Charles Christian Rush. Amanda Claire Russman. Patricia Mercedes Sagardia Calderon. Ruben Raymond Saucedo. Jacqueline E. Sanchez. Victoria Marie Santamarena. Claudia Amelia Savignon Columna. Emily L. Scarpelli. Caroline Helene C. Say. Got it. Edward Allen Segenti II. Max Siegel. Kai Edward Simon. Maxwell Gabrielle Slakowski. Tasha Cadian Smith. Brechia Elizabeth Smits. Robin Jareth Spitzer. Austin M. Staropoli. Melissa Rose Steele. Jonathan M. Stomber. Sarah Ann Sutton. Samuel H. Swidler. Chelsea P. Tatz. Brian E. Tenefrancia Jr. Abhilasha X. Tapa. Caroline Page Timmings. Thomas Honor Takashewski. Cecilia B. Torres Toledo. Lee Hung Chan. Toshihisa Tsuruoka. Joseph Valdovinos. Rene Ariel Vasquez. Bernice Velasquez. Noel Vidaic. Wasarat Vihokrat. Luisa Vukai. Christina Vuktalai. Katrina Walters Swift. Megan Waters. Tegan Douglas William Waugh. Jenna Tova Weintraub. Brendan Jan Morosini Whalen. Rhea Alexis Wilson. Jordan Rose Winch. Evan Charles Winston. Cara Marie Woodley. Elizabeth Yovane. Carlos J. Zapata. Joshua Zatofsky.
And now, will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts present themselves at this time and come forward as the ushers for your row signal you.
President Geisler, I have the honor to present these candidates for degrees and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have now fulfilled the requirements set by the college for them.
Acting by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and by the Manhattanville College Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Fine Arts and admit you with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please move across the platform as your name is read to receive your degree, after which time you may move your tassel from right to left.
Ashley Aldana. Marisa Amico Hewitt. Christina Marie Horan. Yetta Islami. Shannon B. Kelly. Deborah Lean Luzencourt. Megan Riobo. Heather Renee Tatro. Hannah Catherine Whitcomb. Caitlin Marie Wilson.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Music present themselves at this time and come forward as the ushers for your row signal you?
President Geisler, I have the honor to present these candidates for degrees and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have now fulfilled the requirements set by the college for them.
Acting by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and by the Manhattanville College Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Music and admit you with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please move across the platform as your name is read to receive your degree, after which time you may move your tassel from right to left.
Nolan Scott Fitzgerald. Brandon Lawrence Florick. Declan Francis Jones. Kimberly Alyssa Nobrega. Stephanie Catherine Seidman.
Will the candidates for the degree of Bachelor of Science present themselves at this time and come forward as the ushers for your row signal you?
President Geisler, I have the honor to present these candidates for degrees and to certify on behalf of the faculty that they have now fulfilled the requirements set by the college for them.
Acting by virtue of the authority vested in me by the Board of Regents of the University of the State of New York and by the Manhattanville College Board of Trustees, I confer upon you the degree of Bachelor of Science and admit you with all its rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. Candidates, please move across the platform as your name is read to receive your degree, after which time you may move your tassel from right to left.
Adrian Mandela Alicock. Carlos Nicolas Arias. Cara Ann Ariulo. Didi Balaj. Nuhu Barry. Alyssa Jacqueline Bachi. Norbert Bengel. Mary Jonah Biga. Marta Blakovic. Pat Anthony Buetti. Zarina Burks. Courtney Maria Carter. Macarena Castrillon Rojas. Jackson Alexander Childs. Christopher John Conklin. Irina Gabriela Cruz. Kamel Andre Curi Padilla. Courtney Raguzzo. Alexa Marie Reyes. Marco Ricciuti. Rosanna Kathleen Riconda. Kasia D.G. Robertson. Sky Rodriguez. Kaylee Jeanette Romano. Erica Francis Roselle. Sarah Scampoli. Jennifer Silva. Deborah Lynn Sophos. Kimberly Christine Streifler. Danielle Elizabeth Santo. Ariel Vargas. Vincenzo Visaggio. Luis Pedro Vizcaíno Hatch.
None of us accomplishes anything of merit on our own. It takes friends, family, and community. I would like to ask all our graduates to please stand again and turn and face your families and friends to say thank you with another spirited round of applause for their support. Congratulations, class of 2017. It is with pleasure and great pride that I now reintroduce the quintessentials as they perform our school's alma mater with the second stanza and arrangement by Professor Carmelo Comberiadi. Please join them and let us make this place resound with our pride in and love for Manhattanville College and the class of 2017. The words can be found on the inside back cover of your program.
A on the heights so proudly standing, strong against the blue. High towers gleam commanding, loyal hearts beat true. For Manhattanville sing proudly, swell the mighty song, till the echoes ring out loudly, all the ages long. From the castle on the hilltop, up above the crowd, we hear tradition calling, valiant hearts are proud. For Manhattanville sing proudly, swell the mighty song, till the echoes ring out loudly, all the ages long.
Congratulations again to all our 2017 graduates. As you leave today, please remember that you have been admitted, please be seated, that you have been admitted to the ranks of Manhattanville alumni and alumni with all the rights, privileges, and responsibilities thereunto appertaining. We know you will enjoy the privileges, and we hope there will be many. And you have the right not only to wear your degree with pride, but to always return to campus as one of the Manhattanville family of alums, and the right to the support of our alumni office in maintaining the close relationships and friendships you have built over these past 4 years. However, like any kind of citizenship, these rights and privileges come with a set of responsibilities. As opposed to other communities, the responsibilities of a Manhattanville alumna or alumnus are not enshrined in legal constraints or enforced by a federal agency like the Internal Revenue Service. They are enforced solely by your personal sense of ethics, your conscience, and your sense of responsibility towards future generations of Manhattanville students. What we ask of you and your conscience is that you help us maintain and enhance the reputation of Manhattanville College by talking to your relatives and friends, your colleagues at work, and your running buddies about the wonderful education you have received at Manhattanville College. And that you help us recruit the best and the brightest in future years, as we have recruited you. We want you to send us your children and your nieces and your nephews and your friends and colleagues, nieces and nephews, provided that they have the same commitment to strong ethics and an unceasing quest for personal development that you have shown us. No amount of marketing we do for this college will have the same impact as your personal stories about your experience here. Nothing we can do can match one strong recommendation you make to a future student. We also need your help in enabling future generations of students to attend a school like Manhattanville College. And just as past generations of Manhattanville students have laid the financial foundation that pays for the scholarships and financial aid that so many of you have benefited from, we ask that you commit in your mind at this moment to pay that forward and enable future generations of students who would like to come here, but whose family income may not enable them to do so, to have the same access to small classes and excellent professors, as well as a supportive and helpful staff with a personal interest in every student that you enjoy. As I stated at the outset, this is not an enforceable obligation. It is entirely between you and your conscience, your sense of honor and loyalty. I want you to make that commitment in your mind right now before you leave today. Having made it, you don't need to remember it. because we will take care of reminding you. In protecting the future of Manhattanville College, in enabling it to grow and gain further in strength and reputation, you will also be protecting your own Manhattanville degree. And finally, and most importantly, keep in touch and share your stories. We want to hear from you. Let us know when you've landed that fascinating new job, when you have your first personal exhibit in an art gallery in New York City, when you have clinched that financial deal or merger, or when you have earned that new set of public honors and acclaim. We want to help you broadcast your professional accomplishments, because your accomplishments are Manhattanville's accomplishments, just as Manhattanville's accomplishments are also your accomplishments. We, all of us, students, faculty, staff, parents, alumni and alumni, the Board of Trustees, we all are Manhattanville. And as you know, to a valiant heart, nothing is impossible. This officially concludes our 176th commencement ceremony. Please remain in your seats until the last members of the platform party and graduates have marched out. And then please join us in the castle for the post-commencement reception. Your diplomas are available to be picked up in the restroom. Thank you and Godspeed.